I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is dance your way to God. By this word, I mean three things. First thing, the path towards divine, the path towards God, path towards self-realization is not as difficult as you always think. It's the first declaration. The next, this path is so beautiful, so ecstatic. You don't have to run in this path. You can dance and reach. Because not only the goal, the path also is wonderful. If you are goal-oriented, you have to run or drive. But in this path, you don't need to be goal-oriented. It is not that the God is there in the end. The God is there in the form of goal. No. Even the path is divine. Even the path is God. The very path itself is such a wonderful thing. We always think only when the divine is reached, it is joyful. No, the very prayer itself is beautiful. The attitude of praying, that itself is wonderful. There is a beautiful statement in Bhagavata. O Lord, when you will give darshan or when you will bless me, I don't bother about that. But you have given the idea of praying, you have given the idea of chanting your name, that itself is more than enough for me. That itself is so enchanting, so beautiful. Your leelas, the remembrance of your form, the memory of your leelas, when divine descends on the earth, and whatever is done, whatever happens, we call it leela. This word leela needs to be understood in a deeper way. In our life, it is a history for our life and all. It's a history. We are born, we are brought up, we grow, and we die. If somebody writes our life, it is a history. But for divine, it is a drama. He writes the script, comes down, enacts it, and goes back. For him, it's a drama, leela. For us, it is a history. For him, it's a drama script. He makes the script, comes down, and plays the whole drama, and goes back. There is a story which says Valmiki wrote Ramayana much earlier than Rama's birth. Then Rama came down and enacted exactly as Valmiki wrote and went back. Your Leela, the very memory of your dramas, the divine Leelas, that is more than enough. That itself gives so much of fulfillment. So there is no need to be goal-oriented. The very path itself is joyful, ecstatic. The third important thing, the literal meaning of the dance. The very dance itself is one of the technique. By this statement, I mean three things. First thing, your path to divine, your path to self-realization, your path to God is not difficult as you think. And you don't have to be too much goal-oriented. The very path itself is joyful. There is no need to reduce the traveling time. The very path itself is ecstatic. The third thing, important thing, The very dance itself is one of the technique. Statement by statement, we'll be able to understand how you can dance your way to God. First we will take the statement, the very dance itself is a technique. Vaishnavism is one of the important religion which recognized dance as a great meditation technique. By recognizing it, it has given big contribution to the human growth, to the growth of human beings. If you look little deep into the religions, you can find three parts. One is the philosophy, another one is rituals, third one is techniques to give the experience. Philosophy sets the ideal, rituals makes you slowly move towards it. The techniques are the pure essence which gives you the experience. Almost all the religion will have, at least the major religions, successful religions, will have these three classification: philosophy, ritual and techniques. Technique is the essence of religion, which can give you the experience of divinity, God, or the self within yourself. All the religion will have these three parts. All the religions' technique part is always associated with dance. There is a religion in Bengal called Paguls. Paguls means mad people. The very name of the religion is mad people, Paguls. Only the name is mad people, but if you see their songs, if you see their lifestyle, you can't find the spiritual expression, any other best spiritual expression except their songs. Their songs and their way of life is so wonderful. According to me, one of the best spiritual expression. In the south, Vaishnavism, where they sing and dance, where they continue the kirtans for hours together, Nama Sankirtana. It is one of the popular and powerful technique. And in Sufism, the technique portion of Islam is Sufism. Sufism, the basic technique of Sufism is dancing and whirling. They say the whole life is expressing. According to them, the whole life is dancing. And it is true. Even the physics scientists are proving today every atom is dancing, vibrant, alive. The early part, the first group of physics people, they were declaring there is two things in an atom, proton and electron, static part and moving part. The next batch declared, no, there is no two particle. The same particle only at one time it is static, in the other time it is moving. The third group, now they are declaring, no, even the time gap is not there. The same time he is static and he is moving. Not only that, the close view of the movement is being photographed. I myself read a research report from NASA. It exactly means, when I say it exactly 100% resembles the form of Nataraja. Exactly it resembles the form of Nataraja. I was shocked to see such a beautiful picture of Nataraja being created by the scientists. When I read their whole report, they say it is not created by them. It is a photograph created at the time of their research. When they are working on this quantum physics, when they are discovering, they come up with the minutest possible photographs. Even that declares the whole cosmos is dancing, the whole cosmos is enjoying, the whole cosmos is moving, the whole cosmos is alive, vibrant. The whole existence is celebrating. Except man, it seems everybody is in tune with existence. Except man, everybody is in tune with the divine. Only somehow man has missed the connection with the reality. Again, in Saivism, Nataraja is the God. The Lord himself is a great dancer. Always, when the highest form of spirituality expresses, it expresses only in the form of joy and ecstasy. Look into the course of all the great mystics and masters. We can make a big list of the masters who expresses their energy through dance. From Krishna, you can start Krishna, Meera, Chaitanya, Ramakrishna, in South India, Jnanasambandha. So many saints, Tukaram, Tulsidas, Ramadas, so many saints, the big group of saints who always used to sing and dance, who always lived in that great ecstasy of spreading bliss and joy. Chaitanya says, this is one of the ultimate technique to reach the divine. This is one of the ultimate meditation technique to reach the divine. Ramakrishna says, this is one of the ultimate technique to drop all your ego. He says, if you can't sing and dance the name of the divine, never think you can progress even an inch in your spirituality. As long as you have your ego conditioning, ego and conditioning, you can never even put one step. Ramakrishna says, as long as you think that I am something big, I am somebody big, me, you can never come down, you can never relate with others, you can never open yourself. You will always be sitting in the top of the roof like a monkey. We will always think ourselves something superior. We will be carrying continuously our visiting card. Wherever you go, you carry your visiting card. You feel you are somebody too high, too big. Dance is one of the wonderful way to let go all your identities, all your conditionings, to feel again connected to the innocence and simplicity. Nataraja is called not even a dancer, is called Kuttan, means that word in Tamil means, dance means something formal. Formal you learn, there are so many steps. That is why the Nataraja is called Kuttan. Kuttan means that man who dances with no rules, just expresses a joy. He is never called as a dancer, he is called as a Kuttan. He expresses himself in the ecstasy. And somebody asked one of the devotee, a great devotee of Lord, Why do you dance so much? Why are you dancing like a mad? He says, if an elephant enters into a small hut, what will happen to that hut? How it shakes, how it will be totally uprooted. The same thing happens to me when I remember the Lord's name. So much of energy entering into me, so much of joy entering into me, so much of ecstasy entering into me. Naturally my body starts moving and expressing itself. Ramakrishna, one of the great devotees, all his photographs are taken when he was dancing. You can see the ecstasy and joy in his face. All his photographs are taken when he was dancing. The record says, the reminiscences says, when he dances, you can see the whole area vibrating. One devotee says, in that whole area you can touch and feel the God even in the air when he dances. When he dances, you can feel God even in the air. So much of energy, so much of life, so much of joy used to create just by the dance. And the great saint Gnanasambandar, he says, if we sing and dance the divine's name, all our karmas will disappear. Again Ramakrishna says with a parable, when you sing and dance the name of the Lord, if you stand under a tree and clap, all the birds on the tree will fly away. Same way, if you sing and dance, the karmas which is sitting in your heart will fly away. You will be liberated from the karmas.